Welcome to this lesson on transitions and text organization. Have you ever read a piece of writing where the ideas felt jumpy or disconnected? That is usually because the transitions are missing or wrong. Transitions are the glue that holds writing together. They signal to the reader how one idea connects to the next. By the end of this lesson, you will know the 5 main categories of transitions and how to choose the right one every time. Here is what we will cover. First, what transitions actually do and why they are essential for coherent writing. Then, the 5 main categories of transitions: addition, contrast, cause, sequence, and example. We will practice choosing the right transition for the relationship between ideas. And finally, how paragraph ordering and logical flow work together with transitions. The key idea to hold on to is this: a transition is not just a fancy linking word. It tells the reader what kind of connection exists between two ideas. Are they similar? Opposite? Is one the cause of the other? The transition word carries that information. There are 5 main categories of transitions, and each one signals a different type of connection. Addition transitions like furthermore, moreover, and in addition tell the reader you are adding a similar or supporting idea. Contrast transitions like however, nevertheless, and on the other hand, signal that you are about to introduce an opposing or different point. Cause and effect transitions, like therefore, consequently, and as a result show why something happened or what the outcome was. Sequence transitions like firstly, subsequently, and finally show order or progression through time or steps. And example transitions like for instance such as and specifically tell the reader you are about to illustrate your point. Using the wrong transition is worse than using no transition at all because it actively misleads the reader. Look at this example. The project was completed on time. However, the team received a bonus. The word however signals contrast. It tells the reader to expect something surprising or opposite. But receiving a bonus is not the opposite of finishing on time. It is a result. So the correct transition is as a result. The project was completed on time. As a result, the team received a bonus. The decision process is simple. Before you pick a transition, identify the relationship between the two ideas. Are they similar? Opposite? Is one causing the other? Then choose a word from the correct category. Transitions do not just work between sentences, they also connect whole paragraphs and sections. In well-organized writing, each paragraph has a clear role, and the transition at the start signals how it connects to the previous one. In this example, paragraph 1 introduces a problem. Customer complaints have risen. Paragraph 2 opens with this increase can be attributed to, which is a causal transition linking back to the problem. Paragraph 3 opens with to address this, which signals we are moving to a solution. The overall flow is problem, cause, solution. Other common flow patterns include general to specific, chronological order, and compare then contrast. Recognizing these patterns helps you both as a reader and a writer. Let us practice. The new policy reduced waiting times by 40%. Blank. Patient satisfaction scores improved significantly. What is the relationship between these two ideas? The improved satisfaction happened because of the reduced waiting times. That is cause and effect, so we need an effect transition. However, signals contrast, which is wrong. For example, signals illustration, which does not fit. Firstly, signals sequence, but these are not steps. Consequently, signals that what follows is a result of what came before. That is exactly right. Here's one where the transition is wrong. The company invested heavily in renewable energy. Similarly, it reduced its carbon emissions by 25%. Is similarly correct? It might seem right because both ideas are about the environment. But think about the actual relationship. The emissions reduction happened because of the investment. That is cause and effect, not two parallel facts. Similarly is an addition transition. It says these two things are alike, but they are not alike. One caused the other. The correct transition is as a result. As a result, it reduced its carbon emissions. This is a common trap. Do not match transitions based on topic similarity. Match them based on the logical relationship. Your turn. Pause and choose the best transition for each gap. Question 1. The research supported the hypothesis, blank, more data is needed before any firm conclusions. The second sentence contrasts with the first. The research was positive, but it is not enough yet. So, we need a contrast transition. Nevertheless, or however, both work. Question 2. Several factors contributed to the delay blank. The supplier failed to deliver on time. The supplier issue is one specific example of the general claim about several factors. So, we need an example transition, for instance, or for example. Question 3. Attendance at the morning session was strong blank, participation dropped after lunch. This is a clear contrast between morning and afternoon, however, is the best fit. Let us recap. Transitions signal the type of relationship between ideas, not just that a connection exists. There are 5 main categories: addition, contrast, cause and effect, sequence, and example. Using the wrong transition actually misleads the reader, so it is worse than using none at all. Always identify the relationship between the ideas first, then choose a transition from the matching category. Never pick a word just because it sounds sophisticated. Transitions work at both the sentence level and the paragraph level to create overall logical flow. And if you cannot identify the relationship between two ideas, that is often a sign that the ideas need to be reorganized, not that you need a better transition word.